Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Ormer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice. And we're coming into like the later stages, I feel like, of this trial. Again, I'm not sure like where the trial goes because, you know, there's varying lengths when it comes to trials. You never know how they're going to be, how long they're going to be. But we're coming into a very important section, at the very least. That is possibly the channeling of Trust in Me from Maya. Which I think there's a lot of stuff in this game that's made me excited so far, but usually a lot of it's like nervous excitement. This is a nervous excitement as well, but I feel like it's also like this is going to be like one of the most interesting parts of any Ace Attorney game. Like to see how this works and to see what the reaction will be, you know? It's May 12th, High Court of Karain, accused lobby. Sorry, Maya, but I think this is the only way. You sure you're up for this? Thanks for believing in me, Nick. Aw, Maya. Even though I don't know if my channeling ability is on point yet, you got this. I believe in you. I believe in you so much. All right. Before she started training here, her success rate was only about 30%. I know you can do it, Maya. At least I hope she can. Honestly, like, it's one of those situations where, like, we just have to put all our belief and confidence within her so she can also have that confidence too, because the alternative is death. It's just the truth, you know? It is death. So you sure you're ready? Yeah. At least I think so. You don't sound so confident. What about all your training? Training is one thing. Actually doing it is another. I see. Uh-oh. If she fails to channel the High Priest, we're as good as dead. Relax, Nick. You can count on me. I'll show you what my training's done for me. This will be a moment you'll never forget. Okay. I just hope it's unforgettable in a good way. Once we hear Abba Enemy's story, I'm sure the truth will come to light. I hope so, but he was hiding the fact that he was a rebel, so I doubt it'll be as cut and dried as all that. They're ready for you. Please return to the Hall of Justice at once. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be cut and dry either, but nothing ever is. It's Ace Attorney. You know what I mean? We're going to be finding a lot of twists and turns. Okay, Maya, I'm counting on you. Look at her smile. You got it. Here we go. You guys have always pointed out as well, like, it's so crazy how, like, Maya's 28. You know what I mean? And, like, people grow up. But, like, I feel like I equate it to the Yakuza games, where it's, like, you blink and then, like, all of a sudden, like, Kazuma Kiryu is, like, a 60-year-old man or something. You know what I mean? Like, you blink and a character's, like, 80 when they were, like, 20 when you started playing the games. But I prefer the characters' age in stories sometimes, because then you get to have, like, these life experiences and you get to see it in them as well as they grow up, you know? I like that. Not saying Maya looks old, but like in, say, Yakuza, you see the life experience on their face. And when you look at them, you're like, Matt, you go, yeah, they've been through a lot, and they've changed. May 12th, High Court of Karain. Here we go again, oh my god. We have received official approval for the accused to channel spirits here today. Now, if you will, Miss Faye, please proceed. Yes, Your Majesty. I can't believe this. Only the Queen should channel spirits. Execute them. Put them to death right now. Death. Death. Oh, they're saying it themselves. It's so brutal, isn't it? But again, that's their way of doing things. It's like death is a release. Come on, Maya. I'm counting on you. Will you be able to do it? Because here's the thing. There's two possible avenues of... And Ace Attorney loves shocking us. We could have the avenue of, oh my god, she did it. Amazing. Holy crap, everyone's is going nuts. Or it could be the avenue of, like, nothing happens and we're struggling and then, like, you know, we have to figure out something else to do. Ace Attorney loves surprising us. I've been studying here in Karain for 2 years now. So that one day I'll be the master of Karain, a village of spirit mediums back home. But first I should show you all the fruits of my training in your kingdom. Wow, she seems really confident. A neophyte practitioner such as you could not possibly channel a spirit all, Rafa. I'm wondering if she's going to do it now because of the way Rafa's talking. Okay, your benevolence. How about this? If I succeed, you will stop calling me a neophyte. Very well. If you succeed... That is a huge deal. Oh, I will. Just you watch, that's a huge deal. That is a huge step in the right direction. Oh man, we're getting a special animation for this too? Oh, Spirit of Trust. Look at the concentration. Return now to the world of the living. The concentration on Maya's face right now. Looking up to the sky. This is a crazy shot. Wait, what? Into her mind? Whoa. I mean, it's a very shocking look. What is this place? But she did it. She freaking did it. I'm so proud of this gal. And here's the thing. It's not... I want to say it's not like perfect, but like then again, when we would channel people before, they would still have the remnants of the person that was channeling them. Like for example, even like when Mia was channeled through Pearls, we saw like Mia become Pearls, basically half Pearls, half Mia. I'm so proud of my gal. I'm so proud. Oh my! No, this cannot be. It is Puluka. Yeah, it's so weird. It's not weird. It's the High Priest, the accused, really can channel spirits. I don't believe it. The accused spiritual power is the real deal. Go, Maya. Oh, Phoenix. He's like, go, Maya. Yeah, it's not weird to see like, you know, a dude wearing long hair or like a woman's outfit. That's not weird at all. What's weird about it is that it's like when it's the same thing of like, say like, if you swap clothes with someone that is like that, they're the clothes that's known for you, any character. You put Bart Simpson's clothes on like Lisa, and Lisa's clothes on Bart. It's gonna be like it's a weird thing to process in your mind. You know, it's like what? That's not. You know what I mean? I do not understand. This cannot be. This simply cannot be. I must step out before I forget myself. She's okay. To me, that's very upset. For her to step out, she would never, ever, 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 ever step out. Like, she would show her frustration. She stepped out before she could even show her frustration. That's very rare. Would this be the Twilight Realm? And what of it? Oh my, I guess he likes the hair. Luxurious, what of this luxurious mane of hair. Please be careful of Maya's hair. It's a beautiful thing. It is, but be careful with it. Is it perhaps a gift from the Holy Mother for the decades of faithful service? Ah, but in me? My, if it isn't his majesty, have you two shuffled off that mortal coil? Please do not count me amongst the dead. It is only you who have passed on. But the spirit medium Maya Fey has brought you back among us today. Why? Acolyte Fey has mastered the secret of spirit channeling? I suppose it explains these gorgeous locks. It's Maya's hair. Please just be careful with her hair. When I pass from this world, I too hope to be channeled with a full head of hair. I love that that's what they're focusing on right now. Though it be for the briefest of moments. I give thanks for the splendid coifa. He feels like this is like an amazing gift that he's gotten. An amazing gift that he's gotten. This is what I've gotten from my years of service in life. Praise be to the Holy Mother. However, this kimono is a bit too snug for my taste. If you'd excuse me. Wait, no, don't rip it, don't rip it, don't rip it. It's a nice outfit, don't rip it. Jesus. There, that is better. Just don't wreck her clothes. Alright? She still needs to wear them later. Could we get to his testimony now? Phoenix is like, I'm so done already. he's like, I'm so proud of Maya, but holy hell. And I wish he kept his top on. Why, you are that foreign lawyer people speak of as late. I do think he still has like a great presence as a character design as well. And like all the symbols on his body as well. And this is not the Hall of Justice? Why have I been summoned here? Forgive us for calling you back from your internal rest. But you have been accused of murder. Might we ask you to testify on your own behalf? Oh my god, what are you doing? What are you doing? The flexibility. I've been accused of murder? That is troubling indeed. What's with that crazy pose? Is this really cause for such astonishment? Even the lowliest of monks can achieve such body control with proper training. Yeah, honestly, like, I think it's just because I had, like, an injury to my knee one time. I can never even do this. Never. I wonder if Albie will be able to do that someday. Maybe, but, like... Actually, you know what? Albie would like probably see this and be like, since he's really into Korean, so he's probably like, man, oh my god, I get to do that. You know, he loves all the aspects of becoming a monk. Will the defense please explain the situation to the high priest? I'd be happy to. Your disciple, Pure Zealot, has been murdered. It happened on the day before the purification rite. And the crime occurred in the rebel hideout hidden within the inner sanctum. Acolyte Zealot has been killed? Who would do such a thing? Someone who knew of the hideout and had access to the inner sanctum. In other words, you, Abbott, and me. After all, weren't you secretly a rebel? Oh my god, the poses. It makes it. Here's the thing, right? I know that a lot of people could do these flexible poses. For some reason, it just makes me uncomfortable, like, because I can't imagine my body twisting this way. Oh dear. That's still Maya's body. Hope it doesn't break anything. That's what I'm saying. Be careful. Wow, the High Priest is amazing. Do you think he had mastered such an advanced prayer pose? So this might answer some questions before. He's still worthy of our veneration, even if he is a rebel. Wait, what? What? It seems like they pick and choose how they... And that is the case with a lot of, like, religions, let's be honest. With a lot of... Not just, like, Korean. People pick and choose which aspects of Catholicism they want to use. In this sense, it's like... It really feels like they're picking and choosing what... Like, they're supposed to be against the rebels no matter what. But they're like, oh, but we like this rebel, you know? He is a rebel, for sure. How my rebel allegiance has been exposed? Not even my wife knew of that. It seems to rest in peace is not my fate. Oh, Phoenix is so pretty. Why did you, a devout priest of Kurnism, join the rebellion?
Objection.
The High Priest has not come back for us for but a brief time, defense. Shall we not cut the chase and ask the most pressing of questions? Oh, right. Honestly, like, yeah, I actually agree with Nayuta. It's one of those situations where if he's not back forever, maybe knowing why he became a rebel isn't the most important thing right now. Just at least right now. I'd still be curious. Abenemy, the prosecution believes the one who slew both you and Acolyte Zealot to be Maya Fey, who has been playing the role of Lady Kira in this rite. Being that I was dead until just a moment ago, my memory's a bit hazy. Could you please do your best to remember?
Objection!
Whoa. The High Priest says his memory is hazy.
It's all coming back to me.
It is as prosecutor somebody concluded I was slain by No, don't say this. The High Priest's statement has proven my assertions with regards to his murder correct. No! Is he trying to pin it on her, though? Is he trying to pin it on her? But what about Acolyte Zealot? You were the one who killed him, weren't you?
I know not about my disciple's murder.
Oh, no. Is he trying to... Like, because the thing is, you're dead already. Like... But maybe he doesn't want to be seen as bad, like, from beyond the grave? Furthermore, I have an alibi of my own? An alibi? Seriously? Oh, and he's laughing.
It seems the testimony the defense had been hoping for is working against him.
It is definitely doing that.
Now, Abenemy, your testimony, if you will, please.
We're going to have to try and disprove this again. It's not helping us. But it will help us in the end to poke holes in whatever his testimony is. Yes, of course. I have an alibi. I have an ironclad alibi for the time during which the murder took place. You're gonna... Just past noon of the day before the rite, I was entertaining guests at my home. And I believe my guests can corroborate this. Should we get specific names for that? What the hell? You had guests? Just past noon, that was about the time the Zealot was murdered. Are you sure about that? Oh, he's gonna say he's sure no matter what. Absolutely. Come to think of it, Rafa told me about his spirit's memory. That spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death. So even a spirit that is brought back after centuries doesn't sense any gap in time between the moment of its death and the moment it's channeled? Yes, and yet it clearly recalls all of the memories it had in life. The high priest seems to know exactly what he's talking about. So the question is, what would be the best angle of attack? I don't know. I think we should like maybe just like press what we can. Whenever we don't know exactly what to do, pressing what you can is the best idea. We have 1 life. I have an ironclad alibi for the Tiger of the murder. Yeah, let's press this, I guess. You use the word alibi as if it were second nature.
Are you perhaps mocking me? Or perhaps the kingdom of Korean itself you wish to ridicule?
Dude, you're a rebel. Oh no, you know what the thing is though? I think a lot of the rebels still believe in the idea of Curranism. They just want the actual systems in place changed. So I don't think he's against Curranism, you know? Personally. Come on, everyone and their grandma knows what alibi means. Yeah, we do, but like, we're not a bunch of country bumpkins here. We have plenty of courtroom dramas on TV.
Peace, 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 I say. Mr. Wright, would you care to clarify your last statement?
Please, don't take it the wrong way. It's just alibi is a rather technical term for priests to use so naturally. I mean, I guess, but I didn't know. I'm only pressing it because I don't know what to press.
I assure you I know how to use the term.
Yeah, I never doubted you guys knew how to use the term, okay? I never doubted that.
In fact, I'd even hope for a chance to do so one day.
Really? I mean, I guess if he's part of the rebellion, they want the lawyer and stuff to change.
That's but even a high priest. I'm not immune to such trivial worldly attachments.
Oh, I see. Silly, he seems unusually calm and composed. It's almost as if he prepped himself for something like this.
Just past noon on the day before the rite, I was entertaining guests at my home.
And I was reading it again like as if we were doing a new statement. Let's press this as well. Again, when I don't know what to do, we press what we can. And you were entertaining them personally? Usually something stands out, but not as stands out really here today.
That I was. We gathered around the table for a most enjoyable conversation.
He said his guests could corroborate his alibi. That can't be good for our case. Are you sure that was the same day as the murder? Maybe you misremembered?
Ah! Do not doubt my mnemonic faculties. I may have died, but my memory up to that point are crystal clear.
Sorry. He's pretty thin-skinned for a priest. I think the thing is like we're gonna get this kind of reaction from him all the time. And like I feel like he's gonna be even more defensive now that he's like from beyond the grave for some reason, because he's already like, you know, I think it's like maybe there's an element of nothing to lose, but I think what he has to lose is his reputation. I think its reputation is probably the thing. Maybe we're gonna find another reason. Because like if I'm already dead, like, you know, I can understand that as well. Of like, say, if he kills someone. I'm not saying this is a good thing. If you kill someone and then from beyond the grave you're like, and someone goes, why don't you just admit it, you're dead? I think everyone has that thought in their head of like, man, I hope no one spits on my coffin when I die. You know what I mean? Like, not that exactly what I think of, but it's like you want people to like remember you in a nice way, I guess. And he doesn't want to be remembered for being a killer. So I guess I should have known better than to doubt his memory. Spear's memory is cut off at the moment of the death. So yeah, they did this already as well, but they're saying that like no matter what, he's gonna have a good memory here as well. Between the moments, yeah, we it's not that I'm not upset that they show this again, by the way. I think it's actually like really it's not a bad thing, because I guess some people might no I guess they did show it right after, but yeah, it's not a terrible thing. It's not like I'm oh my god, this is such a terrible thing. When in reality it's just like, yeah, it's like whatever. They showed it right like 2 minutes ago. Doesn't really matter.
There's nothing better than enjoying a genial cuisine with my dear friends.
I'm sure.
That way everyone's breath becomes equally malodorous.
The smile he has too. This is his plan. Right.
And I believe my guess can corroborate.
Yeah, we'll just press this as well. I'm not sure. And who exactly were your guests that day? Don't tell me they're rebels so they can't be called here to testify.
It was none other than his majesty along with his family. He couldn't attend the rite due to work, so he stopped by ahead of time.
Oh my god, the poses again.
My, how his daughter has grown.
So, he's saying the judge. The judge. Wait a second.
Let me set the record straight right now. I am not a rebel.
That's the first thing you say? Thank you for a wonderful meal, Abbot and me. Shouldn't you have spoken up and said I was there? Is this a conflict of interest? Lady Amy's cooking simply cannot be beat. I bet it is great cooking, but like, shouldn't like... I feel like he should have like said it already, that he was there. Oh my god, leave the hair alone. Leave the hair alone right now.
So there you have it.
When exactly was His Majesty at your home?
He was there from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Indeed, precisely the time period within which Acolyte Zilla was slain.
Yes, and we had a rousing chat concerning the game of Kucha, madame. But
I'll just have that added to the court to the testimony. After all, it was I who visited the High Priest's home.
So what do we do with this new statement then? My guess is they were His Majesty and his family were there. They visited from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. I guess I'm trying to think of any evidence that because we can't just like use this the time of the, because that would make sense. That's the time of the dinner, right? It's between, yeah, noon and 3 p.m. So that makes sense. We'll press it again. It's not a big deal.
Hold it!
Press it again. Your Majesty, are you sure this testimony is completely accurate?
As sure can be.
How wonderful is to finally have my actions be admissible as evidence in court. Yeah, this will be a conflict of interest, but we're in Korean, you know?
His Majesty was at my home during the exact time.
Or would it be? I don't know. I think it would be. Because I've seen trials where like viral clips you see on like Twitter or something of a trial of like, you know, the judge knows the defendant. So I don't think, it's only if like they feel like they can't pass judgment. But again, this is Korean as well. Yeah. The exact time of the murder?
Come, let us put this behind us. I could not have possibly committed this crime.
So he says, okay. So I didn't read that at the time. So it's His Majesty was at my home during the exact time period of time of the murder. Come, let us put this behind us. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sometimes when I'm talking myself, I forget that I didn't read the line that we had there as well. How can you be so sure? Well, if the clock or watch you're using was off or you misread the time.
There was a clock right near the table, and at the exact time as my watch. Now, do you understand, lawyer?
Wait. Okay, so we pressed everything in that usually. Yeah, that has that advanced stuff before.
As you can see, my alibi is airtight. Or do you still think I could have killed Acolyte Zilla?
His Majesty's a witness? That's a really terrible... Yeah, it's a big deal. For the judge presiding over the case to be the person that has his alibi.
Are you satisfied now? There's not a single discrepancy in Abbot Inby's alibi.
If I give up now, it's all over. Now hold on a second. Is there anything wrong with the High Priest's testimony? Bluff it. Let's bluff it. Let's bluff it. There is a discrepancy in the High Priest's testimony. Always bluff it. I've learned that from Phoenix himself.
There is? Well then, perhaps you could explain what it might be.
This is what was wrong with his testimony. The prayer feast was short. He's too friendly with the judge. That is a problem. He knew the time of the crime. Since he came back, we did not mention the time of the crime. And Rafa said that their memories are concealed at the moment of their death. How would he know the time of the crime? If he died... Like, he would have had to have seen the crime. Or known about the crime at the very least. Because we didn't talk about the crime... about Perez Zealot's death until... or Acolyte Zealot's death until after he was dead. Oh my god, I didn't even think of that. Because that's the line here. The line we reread. Here. Yeah, like at the exact period of the murder. But I didn't think of anything at that time. You're not going to think of it. I think most people might, but maybe I just didn't. But yeah, it's, he knew the time of the crime. Crazy. He just walked into this. After Abadimi was channeled, no one ever stated the time Acolyte Zilla was murdered. Exactly, Phoenix. Exactly. Now that you mention it. Despite that you claim you have an alibi from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., that means you knew Acolyte Zilla was dead. When you were still alive. Oh my god, Phoenix. Wait, we pushed his spirit out of him? Wait, I think I saw something just now. His spirit? No, I must be imagining things. No, I definitely saw it too, Phoenix. That's such a good way of walking into it. It's actually perfect. So tell me, how did you know about the time the crime had been committed? I love these moments. There's a satisfaction of like walking someone into something like this, but there's also satisfaction of them walking themselves into it. Because it's like it's a bigger win for me sometimes. While like doing it ourselves is a big win, I think having the system that's usually in place against us trip up itself is always really nice.
About that. Open your heart, let the Holy Mother in.
We've been blessed with the High Priest's sacred words of prayer. Oh, don't fall for this now. Don't fall for this now.
All who serve her holiness must strive to banish the worldly desires from the soul. Open your heart, let the Holy Mother in. Purge your mind of greed and bias. I feel as my very soul has been cleansed.
You can't fool me. Yeah, again, it's the same thing that we said last time. Using the systems in place and using the beliefs in place to make them become on your side. It's very smart, but it's not going to work on Phoenix. It's not going to work on Maya. You know? And he resorted to that. Oh, like, open your hearts, you know? Prayer may banish worldly desires, but it cannot make a contradiction disappear. Frick yeah, Phoenix. Yes. What's the Yuta got to say? Oh, the music stopped as well. What's he going to say?
How can you be so sure?
What you're saying is prayers are going to remove them? What's that supposed to mean?
This lore seems to think little of the power of Kurina's prayer.
Huh? Abadimi was at home during the crime but knew what happened at the hideout. Wait. I believe this can be explained thusly. Oh, how? And again, it's Nayute, so you know it's going to like make sense within, again, at least within this court system. He must have had a way to monitor the hideout from his... The microphone. The microphone behind the freaking thing. Are they going to say it's the microphone? What?
Look at that, he was waiting for this. You never cease to amaze me, prosecutor. As he has surmised, there was a listening device installed at the hideout. It enabled me to instantly learn of anything unusual even when I was not there.
Remember, the rebels had been using this as a top secret hideout. It would be perfectly natural for them to want to install such an apparatus. Wait, come to think of it, we saw the microphone when I was searching the rebel hideout. Are we gonna have to prove why the rebel hideout, or why the microphone wasn't for that? Or why the microphone wasn't for that in the rebel hideout? There's something under the banner. A microphone. What's this doing here? Was someone trying to record something with it? That was a listening device, but how could you know from a listening device perspective? Like, because again, when someone dies, they don't always scream, you know?
It starts recording whenever it detects movement.
What? What type of tech do you have? That's expensive.
I heard just a recording after his majesty and his family left.
That's expensive.
If you look in the desk in my study, you will find the tape in question. All right then, bailiff. Yes, your majesty. Go to retrieve the tape in question from the high priest's home.
At once, your majesty. This is going to be terrifying. We got to try our best though. The power of Kurina's prayer. Even a putrid brain such as yours should understand it now. It's like the contradiction really did vanish. The thing is, like, that's what Yuta does so well. Like, and again, it's not that we agree with him. It's not that he's right. It's that consistently Yuta has this power to make even like the best arguments we have in whatever system we're in seem kind of frivolous. Even though we know our arguments are not like bad, it's that he's so good at pushing back on them and whatever situation it is, even if we disagree with it heavily, he pushes back in such an effective way.
We shall ascertain the content of the recording once we have the tape. In the meantime, I would ask Abadimi to continue with his testimony.
So we're waiting for the tape, okay.
Very well.
Witness testimony. I always love the UI for this as well. This is going to be a bit of a struggle because, again, it's like we didn't expect this to go this way at all. Of course we didn't. But now we're also like in a situation where like, I feel like we have a court system that's against us, a rebel that came back from the dead that's against us, a tape that's recorded that's probably going to go against us too. It's still an uphill battle, which makes me feel that this might not be the last chapter at this stage. Everything's up against us once again.
I was entertaining His Majesty and his family. I was entertaining His Majesty and family when the crime occurred.
Stop. Again, there's nothing wrong with being flexible. It just makes my knees like creak or crack.
When I listened to the tape later, I heard a man and a woman quarreling.
It sounded like an altercation between Acolyte Zella and Acolyte Faye. It sounds like. After that, there was a loud noise followed by a haunting silence. It sounds like. I have to find some way to attack his alibi. So we're going after his alibi? Maya? Oh yeah, she's freaking channeling. If only Maya was here. She has a way of putting me at ease, 100%. I'm so glad he said this. Because I feel like that's like one of the best things about having like Maya in our corner, is that whenever things are down, that smile would just like, bring you back up almost instantly. Step. But seeing her like this is only creeping me out. I totally get, and you have to understand where Phoenix is coming from. Knowing that this is Maya channeling someone and like he's like messing with her hair and like, messing with her clothes and then like doing these contortionist acts, it's gonna feel weird. It's gonna feel super weird. Though the high priest was a rebel, he was still a Kurinist holy man. Therefore take care in your questioning lest you invoke the ire of our people. How dare he was a rebel. So they think the high priest stuff outweighs the rebel stuff, which fair. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's actually quite reasonable in a way. But like then I guess I just personally misunderstood like what they would think of a rebel. As this wasn't hard enough already. Nice try, but I'll stop at nothing to find the truth. So we have to attack. Phoenix said attack his alibi. So everything that relates to his alibi we can look at? So I was entertaining His Majesty and his family when the crime occurred. So yeah, that's his alibi. You were entertaining His Majesty and his family during the crime?
Indeed, my wife Believe was treating them to a wonderful home cooking.
So pretty. Your wife was there that day?
Yes, why yes, she was in the kitchen cooking up a storm the entire time. Come to think of it, I don't think I saw her out all that day.
Did nobody help her? Nobody go in and say, hey, need some help?
She takes her culinary duties most seriously, you see. This is why she was on in the kitchen cooking without the pause the entire day.
I know that with some mothers, when it comes to cooking dinner and stuff like this, like on Christmas dinner, I've seen it portrayed so many times in TV, where it's like you walk into the kitchen like you need help and they'll like tell you to F off, but then later like they might be like, why is no one helping me, But I think it's always a stereotype because I genuinely think that like a lot of like mothers and fathers and parents and everyone who's cooking the dinner genuinely like would like someone to be in like, hey, will I mash the potatoes? Oh yeah, go ahead, But then again, actually, I feel like, personal story, I guess. My father like wouldn't let anyone else mash the potatoes. He's like, I do it the best way. He's like, I have a system. You know what I mean? I guess it always depends on the person, So the judge never saw Miss in me. Should I have Abbott in me added that to test? Oh, sure, yeah, 100%. He talked about the alibi. He wants us to focus on the alibi. Let's add it to the testimony, 100%. Please add that statement to your testimony.
As you wish.
Then do we present something on that then? My wife Believe was in the kitchen cooking the entire time. Do we do something with this? Like what can we present on this? Do we just press it?
Hold it!
Because I don't know what to present on it. What was your wife make? Gingle.
The menu that they featured hot and
okay, some other stuff. And mint melatomod. They're both traditional Kurinese dishes. Honestly, like when you say traditional and dishes, I'm like all there. Always there. I can't even get to imagine what those are.
Ah, yes. The exquisite zest of hot and and the supreme texture of melatomod. Lady May's cooking that day was utterly unforgettable.
She sounds like an amazing cook.
Thank you. It brings me great joy to know you enjoyed your meal. Now once His Majesty and his family had left,
Well, because there's nothing to do with that. I don't know what we even present to we can't contradict that. We can't contradict this. Right now, anyway. But I guess sometimes you add stuff to a testimony and it means nothing. Maybe it won't mean anything, but like, they told us to talk about the alibi, but yeah, let's press some other stuff then. You heard everything from a recording?
Indeed.
Oh my god, it unnerves me, and I think it's just because it is Maya channeling it.
Each night I would secretly check what the listening device had recorded. I would have been in serious trouble with my lovely wife as she discovered my secret.
Can you really tell what happened by the audio alone?
Long years of aesthetic training have sharpened my hearing. It is but a simple matter for me to ascertain a situation by sounds I hear.
Practicing Kurdism improves your hearing?
Hearing is but one sense, but it can improve. If one can focus on a chain and a piece, all 5 senses can be sharpened.
Stop.
Why the warbat over in the bazaar just cried, did you not hear it?
Give me a break. So he's like saying he can hear something that far away. It sounded like an altercation between Acolyte Zella. Okay, I'm still gonna press this as well. These two have to be pressed as well. What's this one? Yeah, I don't know what to... It's one of those situations where I'm just going to have to press everything because I don't know what we'd even, like, present on this.
Hold it!
Hold on, are you sure about those voices? Was it really Acolyte Zella to Miss Faye?
I say it was the most reasonable conclusion under the circumstances.
But yeah, like, a reasonable conclusion? This is life and death.
Or perhaps Acolyte Faye has an alibi that you can prove.
Again, focusing on this stuff with the alibi. Again, she doesn't have an alibi, right? She doesn't. But like this, again, it's a lot of assertions being made as well. Can you put your leg down? Again, I wouldn't mind you doing this with your own body. I'm afraid not.
And it's just you make it like a mollusk and clam up.
Jesus Christ, what an insult.
Now continue my testimony if I may. After that, there was a loud noise, followed by a haunting silence.
So all he knows about... Oh, sorry, we're supposed to press that too. So all he knows about the crime is what he heard on the tape. And he's with his magistrate and his family at the time.
Now that I have proven the soundness of my alibi, I believe it is about time for me to return to the Twilight Realm.
What's the rush? Why not enjoy some more time among the living? I love the Phoenix is trying to convince him by saying, hey, look, it's nice being alive, right? We better find a way to attack his alibi soon. I'll just have to press harder and hope something useful comes out. I just realized all of this is his alibi. Everything technically is his alibi. All of it is, not just the part where he talks about it directly is about his alibi. A loud noise, I say that's worth looking into.
It was a terrible crashing sound. Poor acolytes in it. It must have felt so heavy.
It must have been the sound of that stone slab falling over. Should I have him added to the statement? Yes, right now, 100%, because I'm not sure what we're doing. Just have him add, keep adding stuff. Please add that statement to your testimony.
As you wish. I would describe the noise as terrible crash. Poor Zelda must have been felt so heavy.
Is there anything we can get from this? I mean, again, I don't know how we'd like disprove that because you could, because I would say even falling into a warbad statue with something that heavy would cause the noise of a crash. So we'll just press it again. You believe that terrible crash is connected to Acolyte Zella's death?
Yes, the sound no doubt was poor Zella's death knell. Such a tragedy, for he was a fine disciple. I would ask all here today to give prayer for the...
And again, I feel like this is very like... I have no doubt he believes in Kurdism, but it's also like maybe even unintentionally manipulative. No, I think it is manipulative, because if we're saying he killed him, it's definitely manipulative. He knows how to use this to his advantage. People eat this stuff up here.
Serene Matame Yoma.
People, you see what I mean? People eat it up. It's actually like very, very smart if he wants to make himself seem innocent.
I had high hopes for that young man's future. Jirishe Matame Yoma.
Even the judge is praying as well. Why do I feel like such a jerk for just trying to do my job right now? Because that's what they're trying to make you feel. They're trying to make you feel like you are someone who is like so abhorrent to even question anything to do with Karain. That's been their strategy, and that's been the whole court system strategy from day one, Phoenix, is to make you feel like a jerk. Oh? Okay, so we pressed everything. Okay.
Mr. Wright. Do you still feel the need to question the High Priest? His alibi is tight as can be.
This isn't going so well. I better ask him about something else. I'm curious, Abbot Imni. Did you stop by the rebel hideout after His Majesty left? Okay, interesting question. Great music as well in the background.
I thought it'd be wise to assess the situation. But as I said before, there was nothing to see. The hideout appeared as it always had.
And the victim's body?
It was nowhere to be found.
With all the stuff happening here right now with like this craziness, like you know for a fact Bonnie wouldn't have treated this way. Acolyte Faye must have already disposed of it and anything else incriminating. I think Phoenix is going to be going on to something here because this music makes it feel like we're getting deeper with the questioning. He changed the questioning itself, so I think Phoenix might have something here. So when you saw the rebel hideout, it looked like it does in this photo?
Yes, it would say that is how it appeared that day.
So the stone slab had been put back in place. Interesting. So he's saying that not only Maya was able to push it over, but she pushed it back up? Maya's strong as heck, but I don't know.
Is it not time to concede defeat?
So there's something about the rebel hideout photo now that, again, about that we that needs to be like talked about because he did add it to the core record, so it's going to be important again. But what changed about it? It was just that this is exactly the way he saw it, just as Amityville saw it after the incident. So it's something about how he saw it.
If you insist.
So it's something about how he saw it. My wife believed was in the kitchen cooking the entire time. When I was listening to the tape later, I heard a man and a woman quarreling. It sounded like an altercation between Acolyte Zealot and Acolyte Faye. After that, there was a loud noise followed by a haunting silence. I would describe the noise as a terrible crash. Poor Zealot, it must have felt so heavy. So it has to have... again, we're thinking about something to do with, like, what Phoenix said here. How it appeared that day. How it looks like in the photo. So something to do with this core record picture. Something to do with this. So that's the Luminol testing. So he said it's exact. This when he saw it when he came here that day. It was already lifted back up. Phoenix pointed out that this is it's about how he saw it here, as this is the way it is. When he came here, said it looked exactly like this. Let's read through all the statements again. So I was entertaining His Majesty and his family when the crime occurred. My wife believed was in the kitchen cooking the entire time. When I listened to the tape later, I heard a man and a woman quarreling. I mean, yeah, you could definitely say this, right? Because again, it's about hearing, it's not about how the thing appeared, when he went there afterwards. It sounded like an altercation between Acolyte Zella and Acolyte Faye. After that, there was a loud noise followed by a haunting silence, which would be pushing the slab, and yeah, so that makes sense as well. I would describe the noise as a terrible crash. Poor Zella, it must have felt so heavy. Is this the same as last time? Did he walk into this again? Wait, did he walk into this again? Because if he said that this is the way it looked, and when you die, your memories are encased like in what you knew. Did we mention at all that the stone slab was the thing that fell on him? I don't think we did we? It might be the same thing as last time. Because remember, we didn't mention when the time of death, we didn't mention the stone slab. So when he says it must have felt so heavy, and the stone slab was upright when he went there, How would he know that it was something so heavy? So do we present this then? I think it's another time you walked into it.
Objection!
Yep. Fantastic. Abnemi, you said, and I quote, "Poor zealot. It must have felt so heavy." Why do you think he felt something heavy? Exactly. If he went to, like, if he heard a crash, that's one thing. That does sound like someone falling or something falling on top of somebody. But if you went to the area and everything was completely okay, you'd guess 1,000,001 things, right? Not just something heavy. You said the hideout looked like it did in his photo. So there's nothing that would lead you to believe he had experienced a heavy feeling. The fact is, of course, a stone slab did fall over Acolyte Zealot, impaling him on the Warbat statue behind him. But that was only revealed through her benevolence's divination seance earlier. And in fact, not one single... the first interpretation, we didn't even know that. We didn't even know this before this trial. Like, that's how new the information is. The only way someone could have known this is if they already knew that the stone slab had fallen. Since his memories are kept in place, that means he knew about the stone slab being pushed. He knew about this. Would the defense please get to the point? The point is, he said that it was heavy. We didn't find out that the stone slab was even a part of this until near the end, like at the start of this trial. You die and Rafa said your memories are encased in one place. There's no way you could have known this. There's no way. My point is simply hearing a crashing sound shouldn't have automatically led him to conclude the victim was crushed to death.
I still don't see your point.
He didn't know about it. He didn't know about it. I'm saying that the high priest knew. Well, he did know about it, but he shouldn't know about it, I should say. He knew the victim was really killed. How the victim was killed. You wouldn't know that just by hearing. You wouldn't know this just by hearing it. And that is information only the real killer could have known. And then the spirit coming out of him again. It's actually a really nice touch for like, yeah, we definitely saw it that time. It's a nice touch for like a taken aback animation, you know? I've got the high priest shaking in his boots. Or should I say sandals? I mean, either or.
Objection!
Need I remind you that Abinemi was with his majesty at the time of the crime?
But then explain how he just knew it was a slab. Because again, here's the thing. You could assume it was if you went to the scene of the crime. But the fact is, I would also assume many other things if it was a crashing thing. There's so many things in that room that could have made a crashing sound. Such an alibi precludes him from being the killer. That's true. So he can't be the killer. However, he knew how Zella was killed. Something only the killer could have known. Can this discrepancy be resolved somehow? Can it be?
Well, Mr. Wright, we're waiting for an explanation.
I was just getting that. Time to think of something quick. The high priest knew something only the killer could have known. He heard it during the trial. Wait, he heard it during the trial. He inferred it after the fact. He heard it from the real culprit? So whoever the real culprit is the one who did it? Oh, please be right. He must have heard how the victim died from the... And the reason I'm picking that one is because the other ones, like don't, to me, don't add to anything we're doing here. From the real killer. Look at this animation as well.
The real killer?
Of course. That makes perfect sense. I don't want to believe it, but this is the only possible explanation.
So tell us, who is the real killer?
It's got to be someone close to the high priest, someone without an alibi. What? The person most likely to have Zealot's killer is... Wait, what? Someone without an alibi? The only person here who this could be, because it's not Albie, it's not Maya, it's not Emma, it's not Trust in Me, it's not Yayuta, it's not Rafa. It can't be the one who's dead. It can't be also That's a Rebel. She was cooking the entire time. Oh my god. She was cooking the entire time and no one saw her. Even the judge said this. No one went into the kitchen because she was so busy. They made it wasn't just like a side thing. They literally made sure that we knew that she was in the kitchen the whole time and nobody went in to help her. So she could have easily cooked the stuff earlier.
Take that!
So his wife is the freaking killer? While you were visiting the high priest. Oh my god. That is one of the coolest ways they've crushed an alibi ever. Oh, my wife is cooking in there. Don't go in there. She's very diligent about the cooking. Who's going to go in there? No guest would ever do that. If I'm in someone's home and they say, "Hey, just don't go into my kitchen right now because my dad's doing a online course." You bet I'm not going near that kitchen. You didn't see Miss Simi at all, did you?
I never saw her, but
What does that have to do with anything? You didn't see her. They made a point earlier to talk about how she was so diligent. She was in the kitchen the entire time. And what reason for a guest would there be for a guest to walk into the kitchen and be like, "Oh, smells nice." You know what I mean? Unless you were best buds. That is amazing. That's an amazing way of turning this around. Did the high priest ever leave your sight?
no, we were talking the entire time. And the food was brought right to the room's entryway.
So the high priest has an ironclad alibi. But his wife does not, Phoenix. That is so great. Like, in terms of a story, that's such a great realization. What the devil are you insinuating? I'm insinuating that Miss Inmi might have killed Acolyte Zealot.
Objection.
I don't know, I think it's great. I think it's great.
You've a lot of nerve making such a baseless allegation. She had no motive to kill Acolyte Zealot. He was like family to her.
No. We can't entirely discount the idea. I keep saying it, but it's genuinely one of the best ways they've turned like something on its head. Because it literally was just a passing comment from the judge. You know? She was cooking. I forget what the phrasing was, but it's like, she was in there all day, so diligently cooking away. Oh my god. Especially if you consider that Miss Imi could have been the one posing as Lady Kira. That's a big statement to make.
Even a fool must temper his foolishness at times. Or do you truly believe Lady Kira would kill Acolyte Zealot, though he was not a rebel?
Objection!
This music as well is so tense. As we all know, the High Priest was secretly a rebel. It would follow that his favorite disciple could very well be a rebel too. Here we go back and forth between Nayuta and Phoenix.
Are you suggesting that Miss Inmi killed her husband as well?
This music in the background is so good. As sad as it is to think she killed her own husband to rid the kingdom of rebels, I don't think we can rule it out. Hold it? Ka?
You claim my wife is that rebel hunting Lady Kira.
Oh, he's like channeling something through the Matama?
And that she slew both Zealot and myself? My lovely wife? That is utterly impossible.
The Ka is crazy. So he doesn't even, like, I thought he was like trying to cover something up, but I think it's genuinely he doesn't believe that his wife could do this. And again, he wouldn't have seen his wife. In his last moments, he saw just the outfit of Lady Kira coming towards him, or him coming towards the outfit of Lady Kira, and in him getting stabbed then.
I've never seen the High Priest so angry. It is Abbot Inmi stated. The accused has already been found guilty of his murder.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If a case can be opened up again, it should be opened up again. And this is one of those times.
It is far too late to overturn.
No, it's not. It's been 2 days. It's a day and a half. What are you talking about? Now, apologize to the good priest before he gets angry again. Quickly now. What, you're afraid of him getting angry? I will not apologize. Not at all. No, I'm not going to apologize. Exactly, Phoenix. Exactly. The true identity of Lady Kira is a major piece to this trial's puzzle. Exactly. Admit it, Abbot Inmi. Your wife, Lady Inmi, killed you. Yet even now, you continue to lie in an effort to protect her. So maybe he does believe. Maybe Phoenix at least believes that he does believe that it was his wife, but he's still trying to cover it up for her, possibly.
How absurd it appears the lawyer has forgotten. My lovely wife could not possibly battle the rebels in the guise of Lady Kira.
Why not?
For we are blessed by her holiness, and she is with child.
Wait, she's pregnant? She's pregnant. I completely forgot about that. That's probably something they said like 2 weeks ago when we were playing this. The abdominal Lady Kira figure who slew me in Haklazella was the accused. This is bad, but I can't give up now. See, this is the thing. He has they always have answers for everything, and this time around as well. What's happening now? What have they done? We're now not only accusing a widowed woman who loved her husband. We're now also accusing someone who's pregnant as well. Someone who's vulnerable. To the perspective of the judge, Nayuta, the gallery, we suck. You know? Don't forget, my client doesn't have the strength to fight rebels either. What's the answer gonna be? What's the answer gonna be? How could a weak young woman like her possibly? Well, she's not weak. Oh, what's he gonna say? You know when he does this, he's locking in. He's locking in for something.
You foolish oaf of a lawyer. If only you were as blessed as Lady Inmi.
What?
Surely the accused possesses the strength, or should I say the power.
The power to battle those black-hearted rebels. Wait. Is he gonna say that the channeling technique is what she used? What are you talking about?
My good prosecutor, I see you have come to the same conclusion as I.
What, she channeled Lady Kira? Such keen insight.
Then you have figured it out as well, Abbott. No.
May I ask you to explain this putrid brain lawyer?
Certainly, for I cannot allow him to frame my lovely wife for murder.
Foreign dead. There it is again. Foreign devil. Do you think it is because they're saying she channeled? Your Majesty, allow me to testify as how Maya Fey is that murderous Lady Kira.
Well, if it has sold your anger,
he's so afraid of him,
then by all means, please testify.
I think that's what they're going to say. That she channeled someone else, possibly Lady Kira. Maya Fey is Lady Kira. And it's so interesting because we had a really good assertion. But once again, this is why I feel like this might not be the last chapter. I thought it might be because again this has been going for a while, but we kept they keep pushing back on us.
Acolyte Faye channel Lady Kira's spirit.
There it is. She's a spirit medium who knows Lady Kira's true name, so she could have done it. She does know the true name too. So as a rededicated return to the root out the rebels among us, they have done and honestly, they've used our own channeling technique against us. So far, the channeling stuff actually has only helped us a tiny bit. We need to make it help us a lot. It's pushed back on us so much. She attacked and killed me with a strength far beyond any mortal woman. Oh no. But do you understand now? Murder by spear channeling explains everything. This is the only way the accused could have defeated the one rebel after another. It's actually again, a masterful way of pushing back on us. It's so crazy to me because again, I felt like we were taking steps forward, but once again, we could just get slapped back into place.
Indeed, I am living, or shall I say dead, proof of her terrible power.
Maya's ability to channel spirits, they pushed it right back at us. It's come back to haunt her. Yep. This is the thing, Nayuta's good at this stuff. He's super good at this stuff. Now is not time to let it go and move on, Defense. No, never. I'll never give up. Now what? Think. How can I prove that Maya couldn't have channeled Lady Kira? We have to find some way. This is so bad. We were so far into this. We were so again, it was, and again, I know this happens all the time, but it's hard not to feel that way. We were like, man, we did such a great pushback. That was such a great reveal with the wife, and it feels like, and that's Ace Attorney, and it's again why I love Ace Attorney as well, where we felt like we took so many steps forward, and the game's like turned us around, put us back on the ground, and said, "Wait there, wait there." So Acolyte Faye channeled Lady Kira's spirit. She's a spirit medium who knows Lady Kira's true name.
Hold it!
While it's true she may be capable of channeling Lady Kira, I doubt there's any proof she actually did.
We're talking about the infamous rebel hunter here.
Such a great image.
The modern day Lady Kira has captured many a rebel all by herself, and among them have been more than a few great warriors. But who the real Lady Kira could have accomplished such a... Who but the real Lady Kira could have accomplished such a feat? It would be difficult for a mere mortal. That leaves the Lady Kira of legend as the only likely answer. Indeed, it is not proof enough that the real Lady Kira of legend has been channeled. The real Lady Kira of legend. That's an oxymoron if I ever heard one. What, she's a legend and also she's real. Then again, the people of Crane believe legends to be true. Exactly. Yeah, you're so right, Phoenix. I'm just gonna press everything that we can here for now. My client channel Lady Kira, isn't that a little far-fetched? Far-fetched, you say?
Why, the very fact that I'm here proves she has the power. Yeah, she does, but like, it's like, I guess we're just saying Lady Kira's a big step, you know? But you've no proof she actually channeled Lady Kira.
Oh, but I do.
Okay. And again, the name thing is what he's mentioning here. So it was a real Lady Kira who returned to root out the rebels among us. Let's press this as well. I'm not sure what to present here. Lady Kira's an actual person? Do you really believe there ever was a woman that powerful? Or capable of battling rebels much bigger and stronger than herself?
There's no way to prove that. But to doubt the existence of Lady Kira is to doubt Kuranism itself. It is not for us to question...
Oh, yeah, it's like the faith thing. Yeah, just have faith. You regret saying that, you Polakan? Lady Kira's gonna strike you down. I won't get anywhere until I can refute their claims with some evidence. So we do need to present evidence? Wait. Oh, so it's not just about pressing, but I'm gonna press this anyway. You know, if it's about purely refuting using evidence, then a strength far beyond any mortal woman, and just now strong. How strong would that be?
You need but look at the wound she inflicted upon my body. Though I had hoped to never think about that again.
Your wound? It was pretty deep, and there was a tremendous amount of blood.
And while Acolytezilla was rather small in stature, he was strong. Nevertheless, he was no match for the sheer strength of Lady Kira.
My spear channeling is proof that she's Lady Kira. This is not good. I'll have to prove she didn't channel the original Lady Kira. So something about them we have to prove that she didn't channel the Lady Kira. How would we prove that she didn't channel her? It's something where we have to find a contradictory statement in. The first statement we can't, like, how would you contradict? The whole thing we're going to do is contradicting this. It was the real Lady Kira who returned to root out the rebels among us. She attacked and killed me with a strength far beyond a mortal woman. So it has to be one of these three statements that we can look back on. She's a spirit medium who knows Lady Kira's true name, and she could have done it. Because you need to know the true name to summon someone. Do you need to know the face as well? Or is that just seance? Or is it a similar thing? It might be similar. Wait, so okay. We could say that, do we have anything to showcase? We don't have anything to showcase that, like, she's... What I'm saying is she wears a mask. We'd never seen a depiction of Lady Kira. In fact, it was actually this book, wasn't it? Because I remember when we looked at this, they said you can't look upon the true visage of Lady Kira. So no one's been able to see her face. So do we present this on this? Unless it's just seances you need to see her face, but we can present that. Yeah. I remember them saying something like this, that we can't, you're not supposed to gaze upon her for her face or something. I keep pressing circle by accident. My bad. There we go. The Tome of Secrets is only given to the priestess who performs a purification rite. This is okay. This worked. This worked. Is this your proof that my client could have channeled Lady Kira?
Yes, indeed. For it contains the true name of Lady Kira, a secret only revealed within.
But in me. I'm afraid you're mistaken. This couldn't have been used to channel Lady Kira. Let's go. Let's freaking go, Phoenix. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain? This is why my client couldn't have channeled Lady Kira, because they weren't allowed to see... Oh, do you just point to the mask? Yeah, they weren't to look upon Lady Kira. No one's allowed to know what she looked like.
Take that!
Lady Kira's face is hidden behind the mask in the Tome of Secrets, exactly. You need both name and... There it is. Okay, yeah. It's not just seances. You need both name and face to channel a spirit. And there's the spirit leaving his body again. Without a face, it would have been impossible for my client to channel Lady Kira.
Oh my!
Therefore, the claim that she became Lady Kira by means of a spirit channeling is patently false. Let's go. And look, he knows it too. He knows it too. And with Lady Kira out of the equation, my client has no motive to commit a murder.
But then, who is the rebel hunting Lady Kira we've been reading about in the paper?
I love that Phoenix was able to turn that around by using their own rules and their own laws. Because the reason I remember that was because I remember specifically, I don't know if it was Rafa, I don't remember specifically, I remember vaguely either Rafa or Maya telling us that we weren't allowed to look in the book. And we weren't allowed, and the reason why she has a mask is because we're not allowed to see what her face looks like, ever. And people aren't allowed to picture her face either. So no one's allowed to draw her face. So even in other pictures, she has no face. It was Rafa in Abbot Emmy's house, I think. Yeah.
Who is this other suspect? Indeed, there is one at all.
Let us hear the defense's brilliant deduction. Are we going back to say it was Belieb? Think the true identity of Lady Kira is key to solving both murders. I thought Miss Indy was suspicious, but her pregnancy takes her out of the running. You think so? Maybe she has, like, motherly strength now. She will defend the baby. She is so strong. And Mr. Arable is a rebel, so that doesn't make sense. So that leaves us with... who?
Mr. Wright, you have to look again. The one where you know you have to say something, but you can't figure out what it is.
Well, what? This is my chance to really turn up the heat. I'll just have to stir the pot till something floats up to the top. So it's gonna be bluffing again? Your Majesty, I know who's been posing as the rebel hunting Lady Kira.
You do? Are you sure about that?
Yes, completely.
I sense I may regret this, but please go on and explain.
Thank you, Your Majesty. This is who's been posing as the rebel hunting Lady Kira. So we're saying it's not... So whoever did this... Wait, how do we... I don't know. What the hell? What the hell? Process of elimination, it's like, who could it be? If it's not her, and we know it's not that's a rebel, why would he kill a rebel? Doesn't make sense. It couldn't have been Rafa. Could have been him. It couldn't have been, like, he died. Like... Wait, so we're not saying... Wait, this is who's been posing as the rebel hunter Lady Kira. We're not trying to find out exactly who killed the Abbot and me and Pere Zealot. We're trying to find out who's posing as Lady Kira. Then the only other person that we could really point to is... Because again, process of elimination, it's not Albie. It's not That's a Rebel. It's not Believe in Me. I think if you look at the list here, the only one it could be is Pere Zealot. Because it's not Rafa, it's not Nayuta, it's not Trust in Me. Unless it is Trust in Me. But why would we be hunting the rebels? What if that was the motivation to kill Pere Zealot? That they found he was a rebel hunter. Maybe.
Take that!
Maybe the true identity of the rebel hunting Lady Keto was who we seek is Parade Zealot. What if that's what it was? The high priest murdered the disciple was Lady Keto, you say? Because that would make, because then if that's a motive. Whoever killed him was because he was a rebel hunter, or posing as a rebel hunter. That's what I would think anyway. Because what other motive would someone have to kill him? Peace, I say, peace. The defense will continue. Yes, Your Majesty. I whittled down the list of suspects until there was only one left. That's what I did too. That's exactly what I do all the time.
Objection.
What's he going to say now? But a process of elimination is not the same as solid evidence. I mean, what's that saying? Remove all impossibilities and what's ever left is the answer? That doesn't always work, I know. I assume you have evidence to back up your claim? Yes, of course. I will have some in a moment that is at least I hope so. Honestly, this is me all the time. Maya wasn't Lady Kita, and neither was Miss Inmi or any other possibilities. Now these Zealots, and I have evidence to prove it. The evidence proves Acolyte Zealot was posing as Lady Kita as this. What? What? Okay. I don't know, but I don't care. I'm using process of elimination again about what it can't be. It's not this. It can't be the newspaper. There's nothing here that shows that he was doing this. It's not this. It's not this because this just shows this and that. We've already used this as well. Maya's statement. It's not that. This is this was, okay, we'll circle back to this. This was used by the, I don't know if this could be it, but this was sent by the posing Lady Kita, or at least someone signed Lady Kita. Oh my god, the music plays? Are you serious? It's not this, I don't think. It's not this. It's not this. There's no fingerprints on that are his. That's from That's a Rebel. We still have this. Oh no, I guess because we presented to That's a Rebel. Not this. We already used that. This is to do with Dirk. So wait, look, this thing here. Only someone capable of entering the priest home. Yeah. He was there. He was there. And this was sent by the posing Lady Kira. Yeah. Frick yeah. So he was originally the... That's actually really crazy. Because I wouldn't expect that at all. Like, I didn't know who was going to be Lady Kira Hunter. I genuinely, I didn't. Like, I didn't even have a... I wasn't even thinking about, like, who could... I thought whoever was going to be the killer, and I thought it was going to be, like, the overall killer, not someone who's dead. How absurd. What could that possibly prove? Only someone who could enter the home could have put that there. Only someone who could have done that. Prosecutor Samadi, you stated that this warning letter proved that my client was Lady Kira. And the reason you gave was that the high priest's house was locked tight. But there was another member of the family who lived there. Ah. Therefore, Acolyte Zilla could have delivered the warning letter anytime he wanted. That is so amazing because they called back on that. All the way from the start when it was like, how did they get into the house? How did they get it so close to the bed? How? And now, again, I love when his attorney does that, calling back on evidence that we saw a mile ago. And it calls back onto us here as well. So amazing. What is he talking about? That's just not possible. Are they just going to say it was Maya again? Are you saying Lady Kira was not the culprit, but rather the victim? Yeah. Whoever was going around as the rebel hunter originally was killed first. That's exactly what I'm saying. But that would overturn the entire premise of this case. It would. It would. The trials proceeded on the assumption that Lady Kira was behind the serial killings. But if Lady Kira is the one who was the victims, who was the killer and what was their motive? I think for some reason, if we're looking at this then, they wanted to stop the Wright for some reason. Wait, I know what you're planning. Could this have been meant for Belieb? And Belieb could still be the killer. Because it's like, I know what you're planning. And he's trying to say to don't form this right, because maybe the plan was to kill him at the right. Possibly. The only suspect left is Miss Inmee, yes. And there's only one possible motive. What if Miss Inmee was a rebel? Whoa. Again, I didn't think that, but in this system in Karain, that's like a big again, a big crime.
Fiend, you're still bent on casting suspicion upon my lovely wife. Blasphemer, you have no evidence of this. Repent for the mistrust in your soul.
Objection!
Well, you have no evidence either. After all, the dagger with my client's prints on it wasn't what killed the Acolyte Zealot. There you go. There you go. And the Plume Punisher theme that he heard could have been an alarm clock. That means all the evidence linking to the crime has been called into question. Oh my god, Phoenix, you're amazing. With one fell swoop, he goes... He's not saying it's disproved. He's saying everything is up for question again. Phoenix was up against the ropes. And he opened everything back up again.
Was Lady Amy a rebel? And did she pose as Lady Kira to kill Acolyte Zealot? Or was Acolyte Zealot a rebel and was the accused Lady Kira who killed him? I would say either scenario is just as likely.
What are we to do now? Everything's changed. Like, you think of the way the court... And the judge said himself, we started this whole trial since the beginning as if someone poses Lady Kira to kill Abbot Inmee. And they've equated that to the person who was going around hunting rebels. I think the person who was wearing... And maybe I'm wrong, but the person who was wearing the suit that day... there... No, it has to be different from... If we're saying Prairie Zealot's the rebel hunter, then whoever was standing there that day at the right couldn't have been him. Because he was already dead. So that could have been his wife. She had some motive for killing him. The alarm clock, you say?
Do you mean the one in the rebel hideout?
Yes, but what of it?
So that's it.
Does he have something against this? He probably does. What's gone into him? Oh no, oh no. Does he have something against this?
Just what is so comical?
Does he have he has a counterpoint, doesn't he? He probably does.
Forgive my outburst. That is simply tickled my funny bone.
What do you mean? What did?
The theme song came from the Plume Punisher clock, you say.
That alarm could not have possibly gone off. Why not? What makes you say that? Yeah. The clock was working just fine the last time I checked. Try using your head for a change? What do you mean? Would not the existence of a secret hideout be given away if the alarm kept going? Oh, so they turned off the alarm? Wait, you don't mean... Indeed, we leave the alarm switched off at all times. Oh, no. I mean, I hate that makes sense too. You're not gonna have a freaking loud alarm system going off when you're trying to hide.
I'm sad to say that the defense claims does not hold water.
Would you care to respond, Mr. Wright? That's not his voice. This can't be happening. Not now. Oh, Knight is very happy about this.
This should put an end to the lawyer's futile struggles. The theme song the victim heard was from the accused's strap, just as we suspected. Therefore, the accused is the rebel hunting Lady Kira and the victim's killer.
I need an opening, something I can raise an objection to.
The Plume Punisher theme song Acolyte Zealot heard in his final moments. I too heard about a way of the listening device.
But did you really? If you heard it, why didn't you testify that fact before? Isn't it obvious?
I didn't know that such a tune could become a key of matter of dispute. Yes, the matter of theme song came up before Aberdimby was channeled.
Alright, well, what if he's lying about the clock alarm being switched off? We're trying anything here. Phoenix is trying anything here.
Miserable wretch. That would be a pointless lie, one easily can just be disproven.
If you check the clock, you will see that the alarm is in fact switched off. Come to think of it. What a fine item. And the switch, if I'm right. So she had to switch it on at the time. We had to switch back to into off position before we left. Oh, okay, I remember hearing it clearly. So we have to find some sort of, like, contradiction here or opening. Those distinctive taiko drums in the intro are etched into my mind. They went... No, 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 no. The taiko drums is not the Plume Punisher theme. It's not the Plume Punisher theme. That's the difference between the Steel Samurai stuff and the Plume Punisher. And Maya didn't have that. Maya traded something for her Plume Punisher thing. She didn't have anything that had the taiko drums. Distinctive taiko drums in the intro. Exactly, Phoenix. Phoenix. Oh my god.
This trial has gone far too long. Shall we move ahead with the verdict phase now?
By all means, and let's also return Aberdimby's spirit to the Twilight Realm. No.
Before I go, let me say one word to my darling wife.
Objection!
Let's go, Phoenix! We love an objection. We love an objection. Now hold on just 1 minute. Oh my god, Phoenix. So handsome, so forceful. Your Majesty.
Yes?
The High Priest's statement is inconsistent with a certain piece of evidence. Is it?
Still you ride in defiance of your fate.
Oh, just wait.
The very sight reminds me of a tortured soul within writhing in the flames.
You won't be saying that once I show you the evidence. Now all I have to do is pick the right one. This piece of evidence is inconsistent with the statement about the taiko drum intro. It's this, right? It's this. We finally get to use this. Because this does not play the taiko drums.
Take that!
This does not play taiko drums. This is what is inconsistent with the statement my client's Plume Punisher strap.
What does that have to do with anything?
It plays the Plume Punisher theme song. And here it is. The theme to the Plume Punisher Warrior of Neo Twilight Realm. There's going to be no taiko drums. There's no taiko drums. Come on, Naito, you must hear it too. I love this moment ever just listening to the song. You see what I mean? The music the victim heard in his final moments might not have been the Plume Punisher theme song.
I'm afraid I'm not following you. What was it if not the Plume Punisher theme?
In his final moments, Acolyte Zelda heard... Yep. Oh my god! There are no taiko drums in the intro of the Plume Punisher theme. So what Acolyte Zelda actually heard in his final moments was... the theme of the Steel Samurai Warrior of Neo Old Tokyo. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Peace, I say. Mr. Wright. What is this Steel Samurai of which you speak?
The Steel Samurai Warrior of Neo Old Tokyo is an action hero from old America. The Plume Punisher theme is a total... it's very similar to it. The music here as well. This is a defining moment. This is huge. We know she didn't have that. We know legitimately she did not have that, what do you say? That, anything to do with the Steel Samurai. We know she didn't.
But the fact that Acolyte Zelda heard music from an American action hero show is irrefutable evidence that the accused was in the secret hideout.
Oh, wait, do you hear? She did not have anything to do with that. Actually, no. You have it backwards.
Backwards?
That's right. Miss Faye met an avid Plume Punisher fan here in Karain. And as a token of their friendship, She traded a certain steel samurai item for she had for the Plume Punisher strap.
And this avid Plume Punisher fan was the one who killed Acolyte Zealot?
Yes. And that avid fan is none other than the High Priest's wife, Is that what we're going with?
Objection.
And Yuda's gonna object. I didn't know that was what we were going with. Do you have evidence to back up this claim, Mr. Wright?
For as forgiving as the Holy Mother is, I doubt you would tolerate yet another dose of your baseless slander.
I suggest you prepare yourself to face her holiness right away. We have to find evidence for this? Well, I'm prepared to turn this entire case upside down, that is. This is my last chance. I better take a deep breath and review the evidence. Huh? Please present your evidence to the defense. The evidence to prove Miss Inmi was the one who killed Acolyte Zealot is this. What? Oh no. Wait, what do we... That proves she had the item of the Steel Samurai? None of these relate to her. Well, okay. Yeah, there's nothing. It would have to be like a picture of it or showcasing that she played it before, a statement. We don't have that. We have this picture here. Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? How did I not notice that? Did you guys notice that in your first playthrough? I didn't notice that at all.
Take that.
I did not notice that at all. It's right here in this family photo. Do you think if we noticed that earlier on, it would have changed a lot of things? Proof that Miss Inmi and Miss Faye traded items featuring their favorite characters.
A family photo? And what exactly should we be looking at here?
The proof that they exchange items featuring their favorite characters is right here. And look, they're even holding them up. Well, Maya's holding it up.
Take that.
The wrist. Look at Miss Inmi's left wrist. You can see the Steel Samurai's trademark top knot right there. Which clearly makes the Steel Samurai watch. Once again, leaving his body. What's the breakdown going to be like for this guy? I never knew. Well, we might get one for Believe in Me now.
I never knew I've had such hobbies happen in me.
This family photo was taken right before the Acolyte Zilla was murdered. By that point, my client had the Punisher strap and Miss Inmi had the Samurai watch. So what the victim heard in his final moments was none other than the sound of the watch Miss Inmi was wearing. I didn't notice that at all. Please let me know if you guys saw it and I didn't. And you probably saw it obviously this time around, but like even if you never played this game before, please let me know. Hold it.
I wish to remember my testimony. What I thought were taiko drums was some.
No, you can't do that now. Mommy might never had such a watch.
It's the truth I tell you. You must believe me, your majesty.
Even he's like, shut up. But maybe he's actually just supporting him in some way.
Be not deceived by the defense's loyally chicanery.
Chicanery? We proved that Believe in Me had an item that could play the taiko drums. Now what? We proved that. He's been pretty quiet up to this point. What does he have up his sleeve? That's honestly more worrying. If he's more quiet than loud, that's more worrying.
There's a big gaping hole in his flimsy claim.
A big gaping hole? I don't think so.
And I'm afraid it is there, all right. Just like the big gaping hole in your putrid brain.
My brain isn't your putrid door full of holes. I'm not a zombie after all.
Says the dead lawyer walking.
Oh my god, he has something to say for everything. What is he gonna come back with this stuff? Like, we've proven that like the taiko drums comes from her, right? This music is amazing, by the way.
He who was narrow of vision focuses on what is before him, never seeing the big picture. Or as they say in your country, you cannot see the forest for the trees.
I do say it a lot, but I always say it wrong. I always say from the trees.
For it is as you said. And Lady Inmi, the rebel slew Acolyte Zealot, the rebel hunting Lady Kira.
And Lady Inmi, let me read again. It's what you said. If it is what you said, the Lady Inmi slew the rebel, slew Acolyte Zealot and the rebel hunting Lady Kira, then the rebel hunter would have been dead before the high priest was slain. That means the high priest could not have been slain by the rebel hunting Lady Kira. Wait. So if we're saying that she killed... The rebel hunter would have been dead before the high priest was slain because he died the day before the Wright. Right? And then he died the day of. That means... Wait, the rebel hunter... I'm kind of confused, I'll be honest. How could I have missed that? I'll assume it's true just based on what they're saying. So tell me, who are you going to say killed the high priest now? Again, it's one of those things where I'm not quite sure what they're saying, but maybe they'll explain it. Do you finally understand the sheer size of holes that riddle your putrid brain? They're saying that... Let me read this one more time. They're saying that the high priest could not have been slain by the rebel hunting Lady Kira because Lady Inmi slew who the rebel hunting Lady Kira was, but that would have been the day before she killed. So that means the rebel hunting couldn't have killed the high priest. Is that what they're saying? I'm in hot water now. I don't have any other suspects in the high priest murder. You mindless zombie, you should have begun your journey into the Twilight Realm long ago. Now let it go and move on. No, I will never give up. I just need to think things through and figure it out. Who really killed the high priest? Oh, we're doing this, okay. Sorry guys, I was a little confused there about what the phrasing of what they were saying there. If Acolyte Zelda had been Lady Kira... Okay, he couldn't have killed the high priest. Okay, that's what they're saying. Okay, but why couldn't she have killed them both then? We'll see. So the question is, who did? Maybe I can get to the bottom of this by reviewing the events of this case in order. What evidence could tell me something about the crime scene before the murder? The Warbat dagger was after the murder, right? So Maya's testimony? Can we read it? Because the Warbat would have been afterwards, right? Right? The spring was stained. Oh, yeah. There we go. Yeah, 100%. Yep. Maya said the spring had been stained red before the rite even began. The spring was already red before the high priest murder because of... It was Zealot's blood. Yeah. That's what we thought all along. Yeah. The spring was stained by Zealot's blood. That's right, Zealot had been killed in the rebel hideout the day before the rite, and his blood had flowed into the spring. Wait a second, the high priest knew the Zealot had been killed in the hideout, so why did he report it to the authorities? If Maya had been the killer, he could have easily had her arrested on the spot. I think, why didn't the high priest inform the authorities of the rite then? Oh, we said this before. Yeah, we said that who would actually want to showcase this? Who would want to who would want to if you're a rebel, why would you showcase the hideout? If he reported Zealot's murder, the authorities would find out about the hideout. Yeah, that's what he was worried about. But by going through with the rite, the high priest risked having Maya see the spring running red with blood. Wait, why did he have to go through with the rite? Did he want to? Set up the scene during it. Kill... Oh. He wasn't trying to kill Maya. He didn't show... There's no indication he was trying to kill Maya. He was trying to frame her. Or someone was trying to frame her. Was he setting up the crime scene as he was doing the rite? He wanted to set up the crime scene to conceal the hideout, so all to conceal the hideout, but how was he planning on concealing the source of the blood in the spring? He emptied the spring. He didn't do that. He used Maya's blood. He used his own blood? He didn't use Maya's blood. He didn't empty the spring, so it has to be his own blood then. Did he, like, empty his own blood? What? Stain the spring with his own blood. How did this happen? Why? He concealed the source of the blood with his own. That's insane. That's insane. That's how he kept the rebel hideout a secret. It's all starting to fall into place. This is insane. I know who killed the high priest. It was... himself? Wait, he committed suicide to protect the rebellion. Holy hell. He truly believed in the rebellion then. He truly believed in it. I can't believe it. The high priest took his own life to keep the rebel hideout a secret. I mean, I need people to understand the lengths that people will go through for rebellions. They will, like throughout history, people will gladly die for these rebellions if they believe in them. Jesus Christ, that's crazy. The high priest wasn't murdered by anyone. He took his own life to keep the rebel hideout secret. I have a feeling that my stomach is like churning. That is crazy. What? What's this? Absolutely insane. The high priest committed suicide? I've never heard anything more absurd. I mean, it's so crazy to me that, like, if I wasn't, and I think everyone, it's not just me, everyone's familiar with how rebellions go throughout history. But if we weren't so familiar with how rebellions went, someone trying to keep the hideout a secret from the authorities to end their own lives isn't totally out of the question.
Objection.
Oh, and Nayuta's objecting already? The Lord has placed a stain on the good priest's death with his putrid brain. He was already a rebel, bro. He was already a rebel. Its putrid gaping holes are as large as the hole in his logic. What hole? You still fail to understand. You truly cannot see the forest for the trees. You claim the high priest took his own life, but have you considered who brought the dagger to the Plaza of Devotion? After the high priest was killed, the dagger was thrust into Acolyte Zealot's dead body. Only the accused Maya Fate could have done. Oh no. How do we say this now? It was as Prosecutor Samedi says. Your claim is rather porous in its logic, and your evidence is too weak. You cannot prove that the high priest took his own life to conceal the rebel hideout. How do we prove this? They're right, the dagger was impaled in Zealot's body, but his body had been placed at the plaza the previous day. Well, Miss Wright, would you care to respond? Zealot's body was already in the plaza the day before the rite. What if the dagger was also already in him at the time? What? The dagger was never at the inner sanctum. It was moved by Maya, it was not. It was moved by Trust's soul, it was not. So I guess Trust died by a different weapon? Of course, that's it. What is it? There was no need to move the dagger. It had already been stabbed into Acolyte Zealot's body the day before the rite. What? So that means... Wait, oh, this is actually easily explainable. Right? Yeah, it's like, yeah, that would make sense. He was stabbed the day before and then he died by another means. He committed suicide by another means. That's easily explainable. Yeah. It means the dagger wasn't the weapon that took the... Yeah, 100%. That's easily explainable. He did it the day before. Yeah, I was actually worried there for a second, but yeah, that's easily explainable.
Objection.
No, it's easily explainable. We just have to, like, say how he died, but no weapon was ever found at the inner sanctum. If you will not listen to reason, then I insist you prove your assertion. Show us what you believe the real murder weapon to be. The real weapon? I've got nothing, but I know there had to be a weapon there. Maybe if I think back on the trial this far, I'll spot the clue I need. Well, would the defense care to tell us what the real murder weapon was? This is what really killed the high priest. Look back on the trial to find the clue that we need. That would be the statue, right? I mean, if it killed one of the dudes from one side, wouldn't have killed the other. It would have killed. Oh, wait, there's actually a thing for war, but it's actually not the picture, by the way. Right?
Take that!
If it killed Zealot from the other side, why couldn't it kill him from the other side as well? What really killed him has been the inner sanctum all this time, and it would help covering things up as well. Because if his blood was all over it, and its lethality has been demonstrated by the Acolyte Zealot. Wait, so he jumped onto the frickin' statue? That is brutal. That is brutal. Oh, there's the beads. Always good to see. You know you won at this stage. You believe the statue claimed both the victims' lives? Would you care to chime in, Abbott and me? Are we gonna get a breakdown?
Nah. No, he lies. Pay him no heed.
Hold it.
Why, it's...
Believe.
Lady and me.
Darling, don't you think it has gone on long enough? So she knows. She knows. Oh my god. It's hard for, like, here's the thing. I totally respect rebels who, like, fight and die for causes, by the way. Again, as I always say in Ireland, there's people who died so I could be sitting here talking to you and playing games with you guys right now. Literally. There's people who died so I could have rights as an Irish person in Ireland. You know what I mean? I'm never going to spit on that idea. But what goes too far is framing Maya and, you know, killing someone who didn't ask to die for the same thing. You know? Believe, no, you know what I mean? You can't just kill other people that, like, you know, that are not bad in any way, shape, or form.
Your Majesty, my wife knows nothing. Please, Abbott and me, let your wife speak.
Now, Lady and me, please continue if you would. It's that time again. And what time would that be? 2:30 in the afternoon, the time my husband conducts his daily prayers. And the time Pere was slain. So she knows a lot about this then. Oh my god, the face of Naruto as well. I mean, he knows he's lost. It's over. It's absolutely over.
That sound, it's...
The steel samurai alarm, it's on her wrist. And by the way, for that time, first say that time again, then the alarm to go off is very, very masterfully done. So I set an alarm to remind me each day, but I had no idea it would come to this.
No, stop. She knows not what she speaks.
Your Majesty, I'm the one who slew Acolyte Zealot. Whoa, it was her? I thought it was, Taras who did it. Oh, there it is, the breakdown. But his breakdown is pretty straightforward, right? In comparison to the breakdowns we've seen. Bailiff summoned a physician at once? Well, I'm worried about Maya's body as well. So it was Belieb. The physician is now attending the high priest, so there's no need to fear. Now let us continue. And what about half of them called Maya and the other half that's still among the living? Miss Inmi, will you tell us everything you know? I think Believe in Me just seems very tired. I'm a rebel just like your husband. There we go. This tragedy unfolded before the Wright during the Feast of Blessings. I'd gone to the rebel hideout to prepare for Dat's escape. And that's when Acolyte Zealot suddenly appeared? Yes. Pere was shocked when he saw me there. Acolyte Zealot did not know you were a rebel? I do not believe he did. I believe he was there to simply investigate the hideout. And then he suddenly came face to face with Miss Inmi. So the true identity of the rebel hunting Lady Kira was Pere Zealot? Yes. He was a member of the secret police serving directly under the Minister of Justice. Oh no, the secret police. So he was one of the things that was put in place by the head prosecutor. And this is what he said to me. I can kill rebels with impunity. The Justice Minister has my back. So legitimately, he was given full... Oh, F him, by the way. I want to say F him. Like, that's so bad. He's one of the people keeping Karain in its corrupt state. That's what he was doing. So we were kind of writing... Phoenix was writing his assertion that this is maybe one of the things that they were doing. This is what the... was it Igna was doing? He was using his position with the secret police to deal us rebels a heavy blow. Yeah, it's horrible. He is... It's not just... Here's the thing. Killing the rebels already is awful. But it's the implications that, like, you are leading to more deaths in the future. You're leading to a more corrupt place and a less friendly place to live. A less comfortable place to live. The murder sanctioned by the crown is still murder.
Even without a DC Act, Darkeners and Sergeant Scumbuddy's days are numbered.
This is what he said, yeah. He said this. What's that supposed to mean?
Let's just say I got a little trick up my sleeve. So I'd watch if I were you. Cause you got a defiant attitude like one of them dragon dupes.
The trick of Minister Igna's sleeve was Lady Kira. No, that can't be. My father would never... This must be a bolt out of the blue for Rafa. 100%. It's like... This whole... What's happening now is that Rafa's seen that her father... And this explains a lot, by the way. They say you can't... Even killing under a... What's the phrasing she used? It's actually a really important phrasing. Even murder sanctioned by the crown is still murder. So this is still against Karain. That's why this whole time, even killing the rebels was not seen as a good thing, because you can't just do that. You don't decide someone's death, only the Karain can. So this is still considered murder. And now Rafa's heard this as well, against the idea of Karain, like he has killed people indiscriminately. This explains why Alcalizela abandoned his real name. Yes. This whole time, man. He even went as far as to covering up the tattoo that all Kern's clergy member receive.
Lady Kira was a member of the secret police?
That explains why no order was given to investigate her attacks. That makes sense. It was a whole cover-up. I guess I'm not alone in hearing this for the first time. But, this cannot be. This is huge. This is, again, she doesn't see them as parents. She sees them as, like, people on a pedestal. Is this true? The Justice Minister is sanctioning state-sponsored murder? This is huge. This is huge. The directions that this could go in now have massive ramifications. This could go down the road where, yeah, people could, like, he could find a way to make people just forget about it. But I really feel like this is going to at least enact a change in some people's hearts or perspective on the Justice Minister. At least a tiny bit. But Ray suddenly lunged at me. That's when I pushed the stone slab towards him with all my might. Jesus Christ. But I never remember what happened next to occur. Hold it?
Allow me to take it from here.
He's going to explain the rest of it. Can I say this 100%? If you are this music. If you are someone who's going around murdering people for trying to make Karain a better place, to try and prevent more people from dying, I'm saying this with 100% certainty, you are a bad person. And if you die in the process of trying to kill someone else, that is your fault. If you die in the process of trying to kill multiple people, that is your fault. No sympathy for me.
Abadimi, are you still alright? Are you sure you're alright now? I'm sorry you had to see that. But you need not worry about me. I'm already dead.
Please. We need to know what was so important that you would take your own life.
After I learned that my wife had accidentally slain Zealot, I chilled his body with the snow to make it seem as if he died more recently than he did. Then I later moved into the Plaza Devotion and inserted the dagger into his wound. The plaza was empty at the time it was for the prayer.
And this is why I have no respect for him either, because like this is framing Maya 100%. You know I love a rebel. You know I love a rebel. But framing someone else who is a net positive to the entire country that you live in, not good.
Finally, I placed his body in the prayer pose, knowing that no one would notice anything was wrong until he and Wright had concluded. It's perfectly plausible that no one would disturb him if he seemed to be praying. We do treasure our prayer time after all.
So you admit you tried to pin this crime on Maya Fey?
Yes, this is all my doing.
Yeah, it's I cannot look at him in a positive light in any way, shape, or form. If he sacrificed himself for his own rebellion, I am saying he's incredible. Not that I'm like, I think people should go out and die for call. I hope you would all live. But it's one of those things where you can respect that, at least. There's no respect here for me.
I never told my wife of my plan. For sure she would have tried to stop me.
Oh my god, because she actually cared about Maya. How did you get Miss Faye's fingerprints on the dagger?
I had her hold it while we were rehearsing the rite the day before, like we said.
Yeah, like we said.
And right before the rite, I drugged her with this.
Die. Absolutely die. I don't care about this guy anymore. Well, he's dead. I know. What am I saying? But yeah, no, there's not even an ounce of respect or love. I don't care about this guy. Absolutely horrible. Again, as I said, there's one thing to protect your rebellion. Please do. Again, as I said, I'm sitting here playing games with you guys because people died so that my country could be free. But this is horrible. Absolutely horrific. So invasive. Then I put Lady Kira's robes over the warbird statue. Horrible. Yeah, this is all framing Maya. He sucks. That means Maya Fey was probably already groggy by the time the rite started. Horrific. Absolutely horrific. This music is gorgeous, by the way, but
finally ended my own life to ensure that the crime would appear to have been in Acolyte Faye's own hands.
yeah, he's horrific. He's such a horrible person. Such a bad person.
When your body was discovered, Lady Kira's robes were on the ground. How did they end up there if they were on the statue? After I impaled myself on one of the statue's daggers like feathers, I used the last ounce of my strength to hurl my body backwards. As I did, I grabbed onto the robes, taking them with me. As I fell back onto the ground. How terrible! What possessed you to do such a thing? You needn't have committed suicide simply to frame the accused. Prosecutor Samadi, as one well versed in our kingdom's legal system, I would expect you of all people to understand. Understand what?
This kingdom's legal system? Miss Inmi's crime, your suicide. It can't be. That would be sadder than sad. Wait, what is he saying?
I believe the defense knows of what the High Priest speaks.
I finally understand. This explains why the High Priest took his own life. What? So, the kingdom, it's about the legal system. It's about the legal system, so is it that like, she wouldn't, if her wife got put up for trial, she would end up dead? Because they would have just killed her. Because again, and she wouldn't have been able to get a lawyer either because that's against their traditions. Yeah, and it's probably this. I was just thinking this as well. This is the only thing that relates to the idea of law. The Defense Culpability Act. Yeah.
Take that!
The Defense Culpability Act. Circumstance. This music is so beautiful, but holy hell. Accompanying this as well. Circumstantial evidence supports Miss Inmi's killing of Acolyte Zella in self-defense. However, it would be next to impossible to prove it without a lawyer, yeah? That's why the High Priest wanted to pin it on a crime on Maya Fey. That's still evil. Even if you're defending your wife, I get it. Beautiful. Defend your wife. But you did it at the expense of Maya Fey. And I can't forgive that.
I fail to see what that has to do with his suicide.
In Korean, the divination seance is the most important piece of the trial evidence. The High Priest wanted to frame Maya Fey as a serial killer. It was a clever plan in which he made sure he'd see Lady Kira in his final moments, so he still saw her as she was doing the robe thing.
The lore speaks true. That is why I placed Lady Kira's robes upon the warbird statue. I made it seem like Acolyte Faye was the rebel hunting Lady Kira.
Hold it? But, oh Rafa, this is a world-turning situation. Are you saying use my divination seance to produce false evidence? Yeah. Yeah.
He manipulated it. Forgive me your benevolence, but it was the only way to help my lovely wife.
If you'd approached me first, I could have proved that murder was in self-defense.
Perhaps, but I had little faith in lawyers despite being a rebel.
Wow. That's how ingrained this is? That even the rebels who are fighting for the lawyers to make a comeback still don't have faith.
How utterly foolish to cast away one's life for such a reason. There must have been other ways to cover up the crime. Yet I had done so, my wife would have rushed to my defense. And when the case went to trial, she would suffer the same fate as I under the Defense Culpability Act.
I couldn't have lived with myself if she had been convicted because of that fiendish man. This cannot be. Oh my god. Again, as I said, world turning. And to come to terms with this as well. All I have done under the laws of our kingdom. It has all been... Poor Rafa. She's really taken this out. Of course. For someone so young as well. This would be hard if you were like 35. This would be hard if you were 60. To come to terms with like a world-changing situation like this. 14? And she has to come to terms with this without good parents? But I can't say I'm surprised. I love crimes of passion. I love the idea of not... That's actually the wrong way to put it. Crimes of passion are actually bad. Crimes of passion are when you're like angry at your loved one. I don't mean that. I mean, I love defensive things to do for your wife or loved one through passion, not crimes of passion. But I can't forgive this. I can't.
Mr. Phoenix Wright, time to show the might of your legal powers. You mustn't allow another innocent soul to be charged under despicable law.
Of course. I'll do whatever I can.
What I've done to you in Acolyte Faye is unforgivable, I agree. I can only offer my most humble apologies. Your Majesty. Yes? I ask that you please look after my wife.
You have my word. In a roundabout way, it was proven that it was self-defense now. So in this court case, will always be referred to as self-defense.
Your benevolence, it's time that I return to the Twilight Realm. The Magatama parting, if you please.
So here we go. Oh, Rafa. Very well. Hold it. Your benevolence. Please allow me the honor. Oh, she wants to do it? Yes. It would be more fitting for you to send him on his way. Miss Inmi. Darling, I'm so glad I was able to see you one last time. I feel bad for Believe a lot, because again, she was so right to do what she did. She was in the right, and now she's losing not only someone who she thought was her son, like a son, she almost lost someone who she thought was like a daughter. And she lost her husband as well. She lost so much. Thank you for everything.
I'm sorry to leave you like this, my love.
But now you can watch over me for the world beyond.
Yes, always and forever.
And with every breath I take, my darling, I'll be thinking of you. It's very haunting, but it's a very beautiful idea, isn't it? The idea of being able to say goodbye to your loved one one last time. Oh, one last time, right? It's very haunting, but there's a beautiful aspect to it. Hopefully this will help with the grieving process too. Look at this. Like the full-on CG cutscenes are crazy. And he's like getting his spirit is being separated. It is very fitting that his wife does it as well, right? It is very fitting. Yeah, beautiful cutscene. Really beautiful cutscene. Look at this. The tears rolling down her face. It's so well drawn as well and designed. Farewell. Oh, there she is. It's so good to see her again. The High Priestess returned to the Twilight Realm. Maya. I feel great. I guess it means he didn't leave any regrets behind. So she feels weightless. Fantastic. Oh, but what about the trial, Nick? It's over. It was a sad reality born of love and a great tragedy born of the Defense Culpability Act. I mean, a great way to put it. Perfect way to put it. Because it was him protecting his wife, and it was also him worrying about the idea of like the Korean systems Again, that's not me forgiving him, but I think Phoenix described it in a perfect way. He did this because he was in love. That doesn't make it right, but that's why he did it.
Does the prosecution have anything to say?
Mr. Phoenix Wright. I owe a debt to you on that I will pay back in court. What? A debt? For what?
Now to deliver today's verdict and overturn that of yesterday's trial. With respect to all current and previous charges against them.
So it's overturning the trial, yep. I hereby declare the accused. I have chills. Let's go. Not guilty. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And someone said instead of confetti, it's the butterflies. Which is a really pretty thing. That feels so good. Oh, look at her. She's perfect. She's perfect. No, feels so good. Feels so good. Because we knew they were, again, as you said, we knew they were not going to die, but like, the way this turned out was actually so perfect because we were able to prove that Maya's innocent for both situations. And once again, we got to see us have a victory over this court system, not just against Yuta, against the court system. And that's a huge deal. And yeah, it's going to hurt Rafa. Yes, it's sad to see people lose a loved one. Like, the people I feel for the most in this situation are Maya, Phoenix, of course, as well. Maya, Rafa, Baleeb. I think that they are like, to me, again, all three of them in this one court case, to me, have been victims under the systems of Khura'in. All three of them. Maya, who was put up for trial for something she didn't commit and was going to be killed under those systems. Baleeb, who couldn't defend herself because she couldn't get a lawyer to defend herself. And Rafa has been told that this system is one thing her whole life and now is going to be damaged emotionally because it's another thing. May 12th, 4:20 p.m., High Court of Khura'in accused lobby. Oh, look at her. So I was thinking, Nick, what are you thinking? The legal system here is really stacked against the defense. It's totally unfair, I agree. Yet it even forced the High Priest to make the ultimate sacrifice just to protect his wife. It's just so sad. Protect the status quo or join the revolution. If the real Lady Keto was here, I wonder which side she would take. Interesting. This music's so beautiful as well. Perfect resolution music. It's interesting he says this because I actually think this too. Since like the rebels still follow Khura'inism in a lot of ways, would the Lady Keto be like, this is not what I wanted. I didn't want this for all of you. I didn't want a 9-year-old to be put up for trial for death. I didn't want Maya to be put on this to be nearly killed. I didn't want a person to have to die to try and protect his wife because the legal system in this place can't protect anybody. I wonder, Rafa, do you want to like go and get like something to eat with me and Maya? Maybe. I know it's not going to help too much. Your benevolence. What? She's very defensive still. I was just wondering, are you all right? Quiet you. How could I possibly be all right? Yeah, she's not doing well at all. Who do you think you are suddenly appearing before me? Trampling my insights underfoot and plunging the hall of justice into utter chaos. You even desecrated my mother and father's teachings, you soulless infidel. Again, this is lashing out. She's lashing out because she's hurt by all this stuff. That was a bit more extreme than usual. Again, it's lashing out. This is one of those stages when you realize like you were wrong. The easiest way to do is to lash out, to overcome it. But you can see here like she's fading as well. That anger's fading a bit, back to sadness. What am I to do? A lot of questioning. And luckily it happened earlier than later. I know it's sad to happen when you're so young. But Rafa, you have we talk about the seeds for growth. And here's the thing, she's still so young. She has so many years ahead of her. She doesn't need to grow up ever. You know? She doesn't need to grow up for years and years, you know? But she has so much potential to and curiosity that I think she's gonna be fine more than she thinks she is. I think she's smarter than she thinks she is as well. I'd always believed that communing with this victim's Mitama would lead me to the absolute truth. But each time you overturned my insights, it was revealed that they served to support the false charges rather than the truth. I'm left now with that heavy truth in my heart. I'm sorry, Rafa. Perhaps I'm not worthy of hearing the voices of the Mitama. It's not that. It's just you have to hear them in a different way. I genuinely think that, like, you have a passion for this. And again, if you were a team with us and Maya, we'd be unstoppable. Unstoppable. That's where you're wrong with your benevolence? Who's that? What? Maya? How dare you? Your role is to bring forth the voices of the Mitama into our world. If you don't do it, who will? You know nothing, Maya Fey. You know what's so interesting now? Maya was the first person to kind of shake her world with what she said to her. Just say exactly what she needed to hear. And now Maya's doing a similar thing, but this time it's in a nice way because she knows that there's more of a... It's almost like, to use Clay as an example, I think it's a bad example, but like, it's almost like Maya sees it herself where it's like, the first time she needed to hear a bit more of an aggressive tone and a bit more straightforwardness. But now she's like, look, you can literally help so many people with this. I'll look at her shaking as well. And now Maya's being way more supportive with it. And I say Clay, but it's like now she sees that like things can be shaped a lot better in this world. The being direct made the Clay more malleable, and now she can be... Her feelings can change. It was spirit channeling, not divination seance that brought the truth to light. Again, she's frustrated that again, she feels like she failed. She feels like the truth she knew her whole life is not true. How dare an outsider like you employ the Queen's secret art? She's shaking violently. Please, can we get her like a drink or something or a chair? What can I do? My spiritual power does not even approach yours. Is that not a cruel joke? The royal priestess bested by a lowly outsider? Again, she's looking at the wrong way. Hopefully she'll see it the right way eventually. Don't be so hard on yourself. Why not? It's worth at least a laugh or two. You shouldn't talk like that. Huh? Listen, your benevolence. You were just fulfilling your duty, weren't you? And you're the only one capable of performing the divination seance, right? The station of royal priestess is not something to abandon lightly, exactly. It's still a very important thing. Even Dirk said so. Dirk said it was an important part of the court system. The station of the royal priestess? The people of your kingdom believe in you, but if you really mean all that you just said, then what are you supposed to believe? What are they supposed to believe in? You know not of what you speak. Actually, I kind of do. After all, I'm only here training to become a master of my village back home. A village master, you say? I don't know. It seems I know. Whoa. Oh. That's huge. That's huge. See, now she knows that, like, hey, you came here for actually, like, a really great reason. For even today, I called you and now, oh my god, Reef, I'm getting chills. A neophyte practitioner. It's alright, Benevolence. Thank you for finally acknowledging me. A future queen and a future village master. I guess it shouldn't be a surprise. I got so much chills from that. Rafa, like, again, and I think it's because, again, as you said, the idea of clay. Like, I'm not saying she's, you know, a lump of clay, but I'm saying the situation is. Now that she's at her lowest point, she's able to see some other stuff, right? She's able to, like, maybe be open to, like, the biggest change, you know? And the biggest growth. And here, when Maya said to her, yeah, I'm becoming a village master, she was like, oh god. So not all foreigners are bad and come here for bad intentions, right? I just want to make it clear, it's still bad to think any foreigners come here for bad intentions or any foreigners just not automatically having bad intentions. That's bad too. But I mean, she looks at Maya now and goes, oh, I was wrong. And for Rafa to say this, I owe you an apology, huge. Considering they may have a common ancestor, 100%. It could be related. Maya's right, your benevolence. Barbed Head? Still calling us Barbed Head. Your insights were a crucial piece of evidence in this last trial. It doesn't matter if they weren't always on 100% accurate. You should be proud of what you did. You played an important role in ensuring that the justice was served. And besides, your insights aren't the problem here. It's your kingdom's legal system. This is what, yes, 100% Phoenix is so right. We've been saying this since the start. Rafa's not the problem. Her insights aren't the problem. Her seances aren't the problem. Her belief system is not the... Well, technically her belief system is a problem. It's the legal system. And it's Karain's corruption. It's the religious corruption that happens here as well. Because, as we said, if Rafa was on our side, or Rafa was understood that this was a great piece of evidence, she would go from realizing that... Because, like, that's the thing. It's like she thinks right now she failed. She successfully twice has used her insights to save 3 people's lives now. And she should look at it that way. Without lawyers, your insights have come to be accepted as the sole truth. And the Defense Culpability Act, what gave you rise to that, is the root of it all. But as dangerous thinking of a rebel. Your benevolence. As the crown princess, you are destined to rule this kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you must do, you must alone determine. Things like how you keep your people happy, and what is true and what is false exactly. And most importantly, what role you must play therein. I wonder if I'm even up to the task. You are 14. You got years to figure out who you want to be and how you want to rule. You are only 14. Knowing your benevolence, you're more than capable. That's lovely, Maya. That's absolutely lovely. I never heard Maya talk like this before. She's really come a long way. I mean, I know it's hard it's hard for Phoenix to think about. It's hard for all of us to think about this. She's 28. I don't like. None of us like thinking about it. She's come a long way because she's a lot older. You know? Boom. What? What happened? It came from the hallway. Smoke, we better go check it out. What has happened? Miss Inme. Mr. Wright, Acolyte Faye, I'm so sorry for what transpired. You almost sentenced death because of me. No, it wasn't you, Billy, but there was something just exploded. It wasn't you. It was not you. Whoa. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? I'll make amends by picking up where my husband left off? I will see the revelation true, so nothing like this can ever happen again. I mean, I'm support you. For I have the depth of my love for my dearly departed husband. But did you just tell me you didn't kill anyone in that explosion? Let in me, we gotta hurry. That voice, is that Mr. Rebel? I must tell the people they must learn that the peace we enjoy is a false one. One built on the backs of innocents charged with false crimes under the odious DC Act. I support it. We have it in our power to forge a society in which the laws and judges of all of us are failing. I support it. I support it. Hey there, PW. I wish you had more time to talk, but... Phoenix Wright, PW. Dirk. Everything's ready. It's go time. Dirk. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's standing right in front of us. I was not expecting that. Was that the rebel leader Dirk? He was right there in front of us. They're blowing holes in this place. After don't let him know, if it's just blowing holes in walls, get out of here. I support it. The power to forge a society in which the laws and judges fair. Guys, I'm lightheaded. They've been building up Dirk this whole time to just have him standing there right in front of us, carrying out like that escape plan. Is the start of a legal revolution. Genuinely, this place needs it. Is everyone okay? Are you okay? Hey, Nick. Hate to bother you while you're lost in thought, but I just got this great idea. What is it? The Steel Samurai versus the Rebel Dirk. I better make for another awesome TV show. Well, Rebel Dirk right now is technically the good guy. And if you threw the Plume Punisher in it, everyone will go nuts over it. I'll never get what she sees in those shows. I mean, they're fun. They're fun weekly shows, but it's good to know that no matter what happens, Maya will always be Maya. She is a great support pillar. Man, my heart is still pounding. That was such an incredible way to showcase this character, like, again. Because I think the way they've been teasing him has been fantastic. Then to just show him there, like, suddenly, but not have him talk to us. We see him in the crowd as he's escaping. Cinematic. In our heads, it's cinematic. Obviously, we see it here as just him standing in front of us, but, like, great way of teasing that we still haven't fully talked to him. Was that it? Great image. Look at Maya there as well. Yeah. This was, to me, fantastic. In terms of, like, the way that they sold a lot of the characters, in terms of, like, say, like, the rebels, and they added the stuff with the DC Culpability Act and all that stuff as well. I think because of that, all the stuff that was surrounding this, it made the ending of the trial a lot more, like, heavy. What we saw in the end was that this was that we now know that Igna 100% hired this lady, this fake Kira to attack people and kill them. Or at least tie them up and then... No, he was... Well, didn't they say something? He was tying them up and then... I forget what That's Rebel said, but there was something else that, like, added to it that, like, made it seem like they... it was making them seem even more criminal and framing them so they would die. This to me is as good as murder to me, right? Like, for example, if you know that, like, say someone is going to die in a room and you push and you go, hey, go into the room there, you still murder them, regardless if I don't care, you still murder them. And so what ended up happening was that, and again, I don't forgive him at all whatsoever for this, but Trust in Me, Abbott in Me, That's a Rebel, not That's a Rebel, sorry, Acolyte Zealot, dressed as Eddie Kira, was doing all this stuff around here. He then came to the wife of Abbott in Me, Believe, and Believe in self-defense, and she was so right to do this, killed him, because he would have ended up killing them as well. Killed this dude. And then Abbott in Me, finding this out, realized that the Defense Culpability Act would not save his wife, so he decided to commit suicide. That is horrible. If you really, like, when thinking about it now, like, that's a horrible way for that to happen. Because the fact that he thought that he even had to do this because he wouldn't get any defense is horrible as it is. It's absolutely horrific. And it showcases once again, why the system of Crane is so bad. And that's what made it so heavy, is like, man, if this was just different, Phoenix said I could have easily proved this was self-defense, 100%. Or at least I could have proved it. But the system in place in Crane is so heavy that even the rebels who are trying to fight for this don't fully, truly believe in lawyers because of everything that they've seen before. But what ended up happening is that Abadimi then framed Maya, which is why it's unforgivable. He drugged her, unforgivable. So really, the only people I feel bad for, as I said in this trial, Phoenix, Rafa, Believe, and Maya. And I know it's a harsh thing to say. Abadimi died doing an evil act. Because yes, he was doing it to save his wife, and that's a beautiful thing. But this gal and this dude who have only done good things for people were going to be executed so that his wife could go free. And now we know that the wife probably would have escaped anyway. They would have blown this place to smithereens regardless. Because she was going to prison for being a rebel. But now she's free as well. And a big thing that also happened here as well that made this heavy too was that the crowd and Rafa both kind of changed their perspectives. The crowd was kind of like, no, we don't know if the crowd changed perspective. We know the crowd was like, wait, he was murdering people? Because I think that what we've learned now in Korean is that you can't just kill rebels in just randomly in the streets. But framing people so they will die and lying about their actual crimes, that means you actually legitimately have a way to kill people within the systems of Korean, so it's not actually considered murder. We also had as well then Rafa changing her perspective a little bit. And I think what happened there was she was still lashing out because, again, that's what happened. She was like, oh, I hate this. I hate that you proved me wrong. I hate that you made me feel this way. But then I think the best way possible, they've said what we've been saying for a while, and Maya and Phoenix both said it in the best way, which is like, not only are you capable of being a ruler, but like also you have to understand your seances are amazing. And she has to look at them from the perspective of you save 3 people's lives with your seances. But because of the systems in place in Crane, she looks at it in the opposite way. Instead of saving people's lives, she looks at it as I failed. And it's crazy when you look at it from a different perspective. It's like, the one perspective, I failed in my seances to uphold them in court to make them the absolute truth. But if you look from the other perspective, I succeeded in saving 3 people's lives in Korean so far. Successfully. That's impressive. That's incredible. Back in our other court system, she would be part of the Wright Anything Agency tomorrow. Or yesterday, I should say. She would be. Because that's an unbelievably incredible talent. It really is. And it's so helpful. Really, it gave me chills when she apologized to Maya, because I think what happened there was like, and I think, again, it's not going to be overnight. She still obviously was like, it's one of those things where like, I worry that it is like kind of a thing where she's like, well, you're one of the good ones who came over here and did this. And I'm not saying that that's what she said, but like she's still a 14-year-old who was taught that foreigners were bad, But now I think she might have a different perspective of like, wait, she's literally doing something amazing over here. And the people I knew all along, my parents, and all this stuff as well, and even like Abba and Imni, they all like had a different, they were all like kind of immoral in some way, My dad was immoral. Should I change my perspective on life in general? And that's where the frustration came from. And I'm really glad that Phoenix and Maya calmed her down and spoke to her very honestly and truthfully. They went from, and I think it's great, and again, the contrast where Maya first again, when she scolded her, she said exactly what Rafa needed to hear. And now that she knows that it's a much more heavier situation, she was very soft with her, very open and honest with her, and I think that's just as helpful as being straightforward as it was before, because it's a different situation. It's hard to come to terms with where you're gone. I think Rafa is one of the most interesting characters. I think the most well-written character in this entire game, which is saying a lot. Her arc so far has been really incredible, and I think we're about to have like a really big opening now as well. We're going into Trial 4 now, which is amazing. So we're going to see where that goes now as well with Rafa 2. Unless we're going to make a trip back to Apollo, which we could do, because this is called the Apollo Justice Trilogy, so I assume he's going to be in it a lot more. I assume so. Which I don't mind if we go back there too, because I really want to see Trucy and Apollo and Athena as well. But it is legitimately a situation where the frustration that boiled over with her should maybe make her a little bit calmer now, knowing that her divination seances helped. And just two people here who are like, that's amazing, Rafa. That's so incredible. But yeah, this trial was clearly a crime to defend someone's wife, but it ended up framing Maya. In the end, we now know that the rebels are going to make a move. Dirk has shown himself. That's a rebel has helped Belieb escape, which I'm thankful for. Right now, I don't see how Dirk, that's a rebel, and Belieb are bad. I cannot see them as bad guys. So that's why when Maya was like, we should make the Steel Samurai versus them, I'm like, maybe Steel Samurai fights with them, because right now they're the good guys. They are the good guys fighting for this stuff too. The whole trial itself, I think some parts are very confusing for me in terms of the seance stuff. I think other parts that were confusing for me as well is like sometimes they would say some phrasing and I'd be like, how does that make it? And it's just, I think, because the timeline of like who died and what time and all this stuff too, it was a lot about like, it was a very intricate. And I'm not saying it was totally confusing. It was probably just me like getting confused by stuff as well. And obviously I play these, some people play these trials all in one go. I play them, once every 2 days, maybe once, 3 times a week usually. So obviously like I probably don't have the best interpretation sometimes or the best memory of everything, but I think I do okay. So yeah, some parts were confusing, but I feel like in the end, it was one of the best ways to showcase that the Defense Culpability Act is absolutely crazy. And the way they showed that was by showing again, he had to frame someone else because he knew his wife wouldn't get off scot-free. It almost killed Phoenix and Maya. It now sent Rafa into another spiral for a bit. And for some reason now you just thanked us. I wonder if like he's more on the side of the rebels than we think. Like he thanked us for winning, or maybe he thanked us for giving him a different perspective. Because here's the thing, he fought really hard against us. So I don't know if he is like more on the side of the rebels than we think. Because he fought really hard against us. He wanted us to lose. He was like fighting hard. But anyway, that's gonna be interesting to see where that goes as well. But I do think this was such an interesting story. We're gonna see more of the rebels going forward. I really did enjoy playing through this. It was very long. It was a very long whole session. But I think that if this was long, then I think that like at least chapter 5 will be like gargantuan. I think chapter 5 is going to be like a whole game in itself. The way that like this episode here was probably like 10 parts minimum, maybe 14 parts. That's a full game in some ways. The final trial is always the longest. So I'm thinking like this could be a full like 20-part trial, which is crazy. But that's the way it goes. And of course, we'll have some longer episodes here or there as well, so it won't be just like 20 parts, but you know what I mean. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Thank you guys for supporting me and for being so incredible and being so awesome as always. I want to say I appreciate all of the support in these videos, and if you want to become a patron or a YouTube member, it helps the channel out so much. It really does, and I thank you for that if you do want to do that. I want to say thank you to my patrons, Ty42, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, Felicius Felix, Yul, Radish and Usta, Yassassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, Hike Aspirian, Jared Beanham, Neo Sharite, and the highest tier of my YouTube, Royal Gamer 7, Bosco, Musanagi. See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.